And don't forget that when you see these guys hopping from the Labour Party to the Liberals and from the Liberals to the Conservatives and back and doing all those bizarrities, bowing and scraping here, but then they're, you know, there's these inconsistencies in their own biography, that's because they are themselves are being put through initiations. These sons and daughters and these potentates are themselves having to prove their stripes. They have to win their stripes. So some of the bizarre things that they do, that's the reason. And one of the sidekicks, now this was brought out in the movie From Hell, which is actually a very disappointing film, but at least they did point out that his sidekick, they make it the prime mover, is Sir William Gull, the physician to the Queen, the physician to the royal family, was one of the people who was actually doing up the cutting, based on Masonic ritual. As I said, From Hell is very disappointing, but these kinds of movies are made because then Hollywood can turn around and say, well, we told you, we gave you the facts. Yeah, because they know that the facts are now leaking out of the woodwork, they better get on the ball. Actually, they don't give you the facts. If you really want the true facts, then you go to the work of Sickert, or the other man whose work is highly recommended, Stephen Knight, who mysteriously died at age 33. For no apparent reason, died at age 33. And he's the author of the book Jack the Ripper, The Final Solution, based on the Sickert books as well, the same Sickert information and findings of his own. He also wrote the fantastic book, The Brotherhood. Sickert's book directly inspired the following two films. Michael Caine's Jack the Ripper is worth watching, even though it's not that great. Certainly not as great as the next movie I'll recommend, which is Murder by Decree, which is absolutely ace. And do whatever you can to get hold of this film. It's directly based on Walter Sickert's work and is absolutely magnificent. Some of the scenes in there are just mind-boggling. And the revelations, believe me, it's at top of the list.
I warn you, Holmes, if you pursue this matter... So, what the...
Forgive the sleight of hand, Sir Charles. In the pursuit of criminals, one learns their devices.
I say, Holmes, what is this mumbo-jumbo?
The handshake and the ring, Watson, are archaic rituals preserved by the 33rd degree members of the secret order of Freemasons.
We are not a secret order.
Your existence is no secret. Your rituals and membership are secrets you guard as closely as you may, which is why you removed the writing from the wall.
I am responsible for the safety of the people of this city and their right to go safely about their business.
Does that include the right to murder and mutilate?
You fool! Jews would have been slaughtered in the streets if I had not had those words removed. Do you know the theory, given greatest credence among the common people, that this is a blood ritual carried out by some Jew whose religious fervor sends him out in search of prostitutes to offer as a sacrifice to his God? If those words had been seen, not a Jew would have been safe. Their houses and their shops would be destroyed.
Nonsense, Warren. The writing had nothing to do with the Jews. You know that as well as I do. You did not remove that writing to protect Jews against anti-Semitic rage. The Jews, or Jewes, referred to, are from your own secret society of the Loyal Order of Freemasons.
We are a benevolent society. We are no danger... This is not the kind of paltry, sordid episode you're accustomed to meddling in, Holmes. And you do so at great risk to yourself. Good day. You see.
Now, the Black Venetians are the world's worst psychopaths. One of them, I can recommend in your study, is Leopold II, known as the Butcher of the Congo. As I said, as time passes, you know, their crimes come out, which has happened now. And he was first cousin to Queen Victoria. So if you want any more evidence of psychopathy, just check out Leopold II, the Butcher of the Congo, the King of Belgium. His father was Leopold I, a Knight of the Garter. So these people are directly involved with the British royal establishment. Then their henchmen, right? The next circle out, the ones who do their bidding, the ones who are their lackeys. One of the top in that circle is Cecil Rhodes. He was a Black Venetian agent instrumental in taking America from within, working for his royalist organizations. What organizations? Well, I said I'll name the names. The Royal Institute of International Affairs, the Center for Strategic and International Studies, the Tavistock Institute, the CFR, the Council on Foreign Relations, the Skull and Bones, the Russell Trust, the Heritage Foundation, the Brookings Institute, Chicago University. In fact, most of the universities in America, in one way or another. And even including the VA hospitals, these are the veteran hospitals where loads of experimentations are done. The charities, the non-profit foundations, the World Bank, the IMF, the ADL, APAC. You know, it's just one concentric circle surrounding another. Go back inside and you find the British element. Through the British East India Company, the Dutch East India Company, the Virginia Company, the Hudson Bay Company. Not only are these the companies that actually introduced sugar, tobacco, caffeine, mercury and opium into our societies, these are the companies that built Gothenburg. These are the companies that built half the cities that you see in the world, which is why the colonial architecture looks the same, whereas where the system of laws is very similar. And the criminal institutions that these people have funded and founded and continue to do so is phenomenal when you get into it. Because actually, see, genocide doesn't mean anything to these people at all. We looked at that a little bit earlier today. So when we study these so-called assassination attempts, we need to bear this in mind. And also when we study these individual, like Son of Sam, little killings and whatever it might be, that is just, you know, looking at the same phenomena through a different prism. We're actually horrified by that. And yet almost, you know, wars, the slaughter of millions, barely gets a look in anymore. As we said, we see these agents of these corporate groups. Remember we said about the unofficial families, the children born to them, then we talked about the lieutenants of these people. Well, these sons and daughters of the British East India Company, you have them right here. Chalmers, Wallenstein, you can list many others. These are the sons and daughters who then are put in as the heads of this bank and that bank, head of this university, the owners of corporations, because these are the next generation, you see, of these elite families that serve the cause of these black lodges. And they're up to their necks in blood and perversion and filth and drug trafficking and all sorts of other hideous things, and they don't even deny it. Think I'm lying? Go and get the Rothschild official biography written by Frederick Norton with the introduction by Lady Ellie Rothschild. And then read the book. They're happy to tell you that her family members annihilated countless thousands of English businessmen after the Napoleonic Wars. Their history of crime is admitted by their official biographies. They're gloating about it. Now, as I said, we may not see these people we're talking about, right? We know about it, but the average person out in the street hasn't the faintest idea what's going on. You only see the people's champions. You see their lieutenants that they've employed and specifically choose and specifically reward. We see them in the movies. We see them in the music industry. We see them on television. We see them in the magazines. And it's important to notice the symbolism that they're surrounded by and the scenarios that they're put into when they act in films. Or, as I said, the lyrics of their songs and so on.